We're going to be getting started in just a moment's time here. We're just going to let everyone join the Hangout. Yeah, we're going to start in just a few minutes. So we're going to get started in just a few moments here. Thanks for taking the time to hang out with me today. And today we're going to be talking about domains and implementing and using Jaaxy to purchase domains. So we're just going to let a few more people come in before we get started. And yeah, so we'll get started in just a few more moments, okay? Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get rolling here. All right, welcome. So thanks for hanging out with us today. Today we're going to be talking about the domain aspect of Jaaxy and buying up Google-ready domains. And what we're also going to be doing is having a little Q&A session. Now, I'm not sure where you are on the page, if you're actually on the live training page, but what you can do if you want is we've actually made it so that you can ask questions on the live feed. If you actually go to the live training page that you've been directed to, you can then actually head over to the there's a link there that will take you to the live YouTube feed. From there, you can go ahead and ask questions in the comments area. And then, yeah, hopefully we'll be able to answer questions based on today's training and also on last week's training, because I know there's lots of people that had questions based on watching the replay. And then after the replay, after the live training, we'll go ahead and do the replay on the live training page. We're going to have both of the videos on there, okay, so you can watch them at your leisure. Again, if you have any questions during today's presentation, you may do so via the live YouTube feed, and you can find that link right on the live training page, okay? And if you don't see that, maybe hit refresh and you'll be able to see that, okay? Okay, so today we're going to be doing some stuff on how to determine if a domain is going to be quote-unquote worthy, and why keyword-rich domains are actually so valuable in terms of Google rankings, and how to rank a keyword-rich domain to work, with next to no work. Buying lucrative domains from Jaaxy, just going to show you a process on how to do that. And going from being a domain owner to a domainer, we'll call it. And then actually how to tap into this billion-dollar industry. And then we're going to go into, and I'll show you some other little cool little tricks inside Jaaxy. Okay? All right, so let's go ahead and get to it. So I'm going to just refresh my page here. So I'm going to, just to make sure there aren't any comments yet. Good stuff. All right, well, let's go ahead and get rolling. All right, so the first thing we're going to be talking about is how to determine if a domain is going to be worthy, okay? So what I'd actually like to do is I'm going to actually go ahead and just type in the word worthy in Jaaxy. We're going to see how that turns out, and let's see what comes up. One of the things you want to keep into mind is it's a little bit of a different mentality when it comes to searching for domains and not so much searching for websites that rank, okay? When you're searching for domains to buy and essentially flip, you don't have to necessarily you don't necessarily have to have a website indexed in the search engines, okay? Or yet alone be in first place rankings. What you can do is pick up domains based on the high monthly search volume and the low QSR, and then you can take that, show screenshots of, take Jaaxy screenshots of the monthly searches and the low QSR, showing the possibility of ranking on the first page for that particular domain. And then it's a really easy sell. Okay, when you're buying domains, you can go to GoDaddy, and that's where we're associated with inside the buying domains area. By that, you can throw up a quick blog from there, and I'll show you how to do that. And then you can just go ahead and list it on various places that sell domains. All right, so just a quick look here, worthy Christian news. So what we're looking at is we don't want to really necessarily look at the low monthly searches here. We want to look at the higher end searches. Okay, I'm actually just going to make that a little bit bigger. There we go, that probably looks a little bit better. Okay, so when you're buying domains, or when you're doing keyword research specifically with the intent of buying domains, the process is actually a little bit longer. The only reason why is because, as I said earlier, you're looking for these numbers, these higher 1,000 numbers in terms of the monthly searches. Okay. Let's look at dieting fads. I'll tell you a quick, funny little story. There was a public figure, a political public figure, I think it was last year, that ended up posting some questionable pictures of himself, and his name was Anthony Weiner. And some toy company actually ended up making an Anthony Weiner doll. And this, so I typed it in Jaaxy, right, and I looked at it, and I typed it in 1 week when it just happened, and there weren't that many people searching for it yet, right? But then I waited 1 week when it went kind of viral in terms of the picture of it and whatnot, and I actually ended up buying, and I saw that there was this massive amount of searches for it, and the domain was available, so I actually ended up buying anthonywienerdoll.com, and I just put up a single little web page and stuff, and it actually ended up ranking on the first page. Now, I didn't do anything with it. It was more like I just wanted to see if it got up on the first page, and I made a Facebook fan page for it and stuff. And you know, I emailed Anthony Weiner to see if he would, you know, purchase the domain, but you know, I didn't get a response. But that would have been the end of a great story if he actually ended up buying the that domain. Okay, so dieting fads, dieting tips. That's a good one. Healthy dieting. I actually want to jump into that one again, healthy dieting. So when you're looking for domains, like I said, you want to be looking for the higher end searches, okay, the 1,000 searches. Healthy diet food list. Let's see, the .com. All right, so there we go. So there's a great one. So healthydietfoodlist.com. Okay, so looks like that's available. So I can actually go ahead and buy that right now if I wanted to. But because we're domineering here, we're specifically doing domain purchases. What I would do here is I'm going to scroll over, and I'm going to click Add under my To-Do column. Okay. Now there's two ways of doing this. You can either do add it to your to-do list, or, which I think I personally like doing better, is I'm going to select that. I'm going to save it. I'm going to save it to New and call it Domains to Buy. And then I can actually go into my domain area, sorry, my keyword lists. It says Domains to Buy. Scroll over. I can export the data into a text format and just do the keywords only, and then I can actually drop that into the keyword into GoDaddy. Okay. So let's actually go back to our search. Now, keyword domains they actually have a major contributing factor. A major contributing factor to ranking online. Okay, when you look at when the search engines look at a site, the ranking metrics it looks at on site are the domain name. Okay, whether it's a .com whether the keyword is inside the domain name. Whether it's a .com, .net, or .org or .info, I personally think that's an influence. There's no proof of that in terms of, like Google hasn't officially said that, but I do notice that, you know, when's the last time you saw a .info or a .us site being indexed in the search engines? Whether the domain has dashes in it, okay? You not only want to look at this in terms of what Google perceives as good, but you also want to take a step back and think, okay, is a customer going to want to buy this domain? Is this a good domain to actually buy with the intention of someone else buying it because they see the value in it? So don't have the mentality of just Google or just the search engines. Have the mentality of, is the customer going to buy this? Okay. So healthy diet food list, right? Think about who would buy that. You know, you can actually, what you can do is you can go to like a ClickBank vendor and easily say, hey, listen, I've got healthydietfoodlist.com, you know, and you know, it gets just under 9,000 searches a month. It's very easy to rank. You know, I've got this domain. I'll let you have it for, you know, for $100 or something like that. You know, you would offer it a low value like $100 because then there's no website available on there. Okay, I'll get into the value of domains in a minute, okay? But let's go back to understanding the value of, the ranking metrics in terms of a domain. Some of the ranking metrics are keyword in the domain, okay? Page title, or sorry, I should say site title, okay? And then also the content. But primarily, one of the top contributing factors is that it is actually, the keyword is in the domain. Okay? I'm just actually going to grab a drink here. I'll be right back. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, looks like we just started a thunderstorm here where I live. Okay. So yeah, these are important contributing factors to ranking, okay? All right, let's go back to our keyword list and continue to do some searching here. So right off the bat, I can sell that healthy diet food list. If I were to buy that domain, I can buy that for, what is it, like $8, $9 from GoDaddy. And I can then go ahead and approach a ClickBank vendor, okay? I can sell it on Flippa right away, okay? If you sell it on domain auctions, if you sell domains that have no site yet on a domain auction site or a site auction directory like Flippa.com, the value, like you won't get as many high bids, okay, because the people on Flippa are looking for kind of done-for-you sites, okay, and they have these perceptions that these auto blog sites are the things to buy, right? So it's hard to retrain those people to do that. What I always recommend is make yourself, if you plan to flip domains, I recommend that you buy a domain yourself with the specific intention of showing your domains there, okay? So let's say, you call it like, fredsdomainflipping.com or something like that, right? We can actually even just look, domain flipping, or sell domains or something like that. So we can look here, domain flipping Rob, domain flipping business. So we've got some. That's funny. We've got some mega thunderstorm going on right now. It's just started, so I just wanted to warn you guys that I might lose power because I live in an area that tends to be the most vulnerable area in terms of losing power when it has any kind of storm. Okay. But I do have a backup battery going, so hopefully that give us a little bit of extra time. Let's quickly go and do buy quality domain. Because I just wanted to show you how, like what people are doing, right? So right there, you know, buy quality domain, right? There's already 171 people, you know. All right, I think I got you back. Hey, sorry about that, folks. Wow, that was really weird. Yeah, so we've got a we've got a massive thunderstorm going on here right now, and I just lost my power. I managed to get it up right away, so I truly do apologize about that. I just lost my internet connection, so you know what, it might happen again. If this is on a continual basis, we'll just reschedule the training. Yeah, so you know, unfortunately, acts of God. Okay, let's get back to it here. Buy domains. In a second, I'm going to show you how to rank a keyword-rich domain with next to no work. Okay. So even looking at the amount of people just typing in the word buying domains, like how to buy a domain or where to buy domains, you know, where to buy domains, how to buy a domain name, like look at that, you know. Buy cheap domains, buy and sell domains, you know. So you know, the reason why I wanted to take the time to show you this is because I wanted to show you there's lots of people that actually want to buy buy domains. Okay, and where they don't know how, simply to go to GoDaddy and stuff like that. So that's what I recommend. Is if you want to get into this, is I recommend you actually buy create your own website, and say, here's some domains available. Here's why you should buy from me, because it's just a way for you to point people back to your own site, and you can then, even individually, essentially just create a little blog, and each blog is a domain for sale, and then you can type in the monthly searches, the estimated amount of traffic, the QSR, and then you can also say, well, we got our results from Jaaxy, and you can then also earn referral credits your own, affiliate commissions through our own affiliate program by pointing people over to Jaaxy, so it's a win-win situation for you. Yeah, so anyways, that's what I always recommend. You can even, if you don't want to buy your own domain for this, heck, you can even probably do a Skidoo page or a WordPress.com, okay? All right, so let's go back to our keyword list. I'm going to show you how to rank a keyword-rich domain with next to no work, all right? And I think, what do? We had the best, that last week we talked about the best gaming headset, right? All right, so domains to buy. Let's go back to our list here. Healthy diet food list. All right, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to switch the screen over to our notepad. Okay, you should see a change in a second here. Okay, and I am going to increase the size of this. To something gigantic. All right, you should see that now. All right, so here's what you do. Okay, KW represents keyword. Domain represents the .com. Oops. And I will show you the proof of this afterwards. All right, so domain. So the domain, let's say we just bought that domain, right? healthydietfoodlist.com. The keyword is healthy diet food list. Now from here, I'm going to do a couple things here. So I'm going to camel case this. All right, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to copy that. Just bear with me here. All right. This is going to be our page title. Okay. Do not put anything else in your page title. So when you build a site, and I'll give you a list here as to what to do with your site, but I wanted to quickly touch on this. Okay, and then meta description. All right, so that would be, I would expand on this, but what I would want to make sure that I have is the healthy diet food list. I would want to make sure that I have that inside my meta description. All right? All right. Now, here is the process. Okay, to ranking. All right, so step one, buy the domain. Right? Step two, set your name servers. Okay, this is, you obviously need to have hosting. Okay, if you're a WA member, you can, your hosting is already set for you. You have free hosting there. If you're not a WA member or don't know what I mean by WA, just get your own hosting package. Okay, and then the name servers are, NS1 dot whatever, wherever your name servers are. Okay, I'm going to assume that you guys know what that means. All right, set your names. It's really important to set your name servers while you're buying your domain, not buy domain, go back, set your name servers, okay? Because it just actually kind of creates a little bit of a delay. All right, by setting your name servers right away, it's almost like you've already etched them in stone, and you don't have to kind of go back, which then expedites this process. All right, so set your name servers. So from there, you set up or we'll call it add domain. Add domain to your hosting. Okay. And depending on who your web host is, you would then add WordPress to domain. Right? So usually there's a quick install button, or you can manually update it or upload it via FTP. But basically, at the end of the day, you want to get WordPress on there and get it rolling. Okay? So from there, what you want to do is you're going to, so number 5 is do the following. Okay, go to your settings. Update the page title. Okay. I'm going to call this the site title. Okay, and then add the following plugins. All in one, and all of these plugins are free, by the way. All in one SEO. Robots Meta. CBNet Ping Optimizer. I know this has changed, but it's Ping Optimizer. Google Sitemap plugin. Okay, so all-in-one SEO, Robots Meta, CBNet Ping Optimizer, Google Sitemap plugin. All right, that's good. 4 plugins. All right, so here's what let me just give you a quick rundown as to what each of these are. All-in-one SEO is a plugin that basically gives you the ability to uniquely create meta page titles and meta descriptions for each blog post or blog page on your site. Okay? Robots Meta is a very important one. What Robots Meta does is every time you create a new blog post or a new page and then you press the publish button, you then essentially send out a virtual bullhorn to the search engine saying, hey, look at this brand new page. Okay? Now, if you've ever been in WordPress and you've created a page, I can guarantee you guys have all probably gone back to that same page and edited it like 50 times, right? And then press, update post or update page. Well, here's what happens. If you actually don't have Robots Meta, what it actually does, oh, sorry, I'm talking about Ping Optimizer. My apologies. if you don't have the ping optimizer, every time you press that update blog post or update page, it actually sends out that same virtual bullhorn. It pings the blog services and say, hey, look at this page title, or sorry, hey, look at this blog post. Hey, look at this blog post. Hey, you know, and so on and so on, even if it's the same thing. And if you continue to do that, your site will, you know, it may not get indexed in search engines because it might think that you're doing this for spamming purposes. What Ping Optimizer does is it will ping those services once, like the first time you publish, but not every single time, okay? Robots Meta basically gets rid of some of like your author feed and category feeds and stuff like that. So it just cleans up WordPress in terms of its feeds. The Google Sitemap plugin, plugin gives you the creates a sitemap for you, and it gives you the sitemap XML that you can import into Google Webmaster Tools. Okay, so number 7, remove all pages that were made when site uploaded. Usually there's one, I think it's called sample page. You want to get rid of that. Okay. From there, you're going to create the following new pages. Home, blog page. Okay, you're creating a blog page. Privacy, and you can just get a privacy from, you know, somewhere. You don't have to. You just get a privacy policy creator plugin if you want. I just get it off of one of your existing sites. Contact page. Okay, good. And then from there, you would optimize each of these. Okay. Okay, good. So I'm going to show you how this is done, all right? And I think I showed it to you last week. All right, so what I'm going to do is we're going to go back to our browser. And I'll share my screen again. All right, here we go. All right, good stuff. And if any of you have questions, you can feel free to head over to the that YouTube channel and ask questions. Okay. Otherwise, just sit back and watch. All right, let me go ahead and log into this, and I'll show you the back end. So as you can see, there's very little stuff going on here. All right, so I'm going to go to the settings. I'm going to show you exactly how I do it in the settings. Oh, good, there's comments. Awesome. Thanks. Oh, someone said, can we get this writing down my notes? Yeah, I can actually share this that list with you. I have absolutely no problem with that whatsoever. Okay. Here, someone asked a good question here. It says, I really don't understand what's the point of going to the keyword list with the keywords as opposed to just buying the straight domain at GoDaddy. basically what that does is, like, if you have the intention of buying more than one domain name at per Jaaxy visit, you can then go and export that keyword list via the text and just copy it all. Go to GoDaddy's bulk buy area, and then you can then actually just buy all of them at the same time, versus buying, a singular domain at a time. Okay, this is why I recommend doing that. If you have the intention of buying more than one domain we'll call it per sitting. Okay. All right, let's go back to our settings here, and I'm going to show you exactly what I did. Okay, so there's the site title, right? And that's the keyword that I aimed for here, Zegfolio Review. Here's the tagline. Tagline isn't really that big of a deal because we're using all-in-one SEO. But Zegfolio iPad 2 keyboard case, right? Okay, and that's all I did here. And then just change the time zone. And then I go to the writing area. And what I actually do here, I actually add a few additional update services. Remember what I was telling you about that ping optimizer? Every time you create a new blog post or a new page, these are the services that it goes to, okay? And let me actually go ahead and I can actually post these for you right in the YouTube comments, okay? Oops. Oh, too many characters. That's so funny. Okay. There. Oh, it's not going to let me do that. All right, I'll post it in a follow-up. Okay. Reading. In the reading, now remember when we went back and created the home page and the blog page? Well, by default, what happens is when you create a new when you create a new WordPress site, by default, the front page are your latest posts. Well, what we've done is it says a static page. Your front page displays what? A static page, right? That's what we want. We want that home page to be our keyword page, right? And that's where it says front page, and then you select from your drop-down, and that's going to be your home page. And then it says your post page. Where do you want all your blog posts to go? Well, that's why we created that blog page, right? Which is right there. Okay, and that's it, and that's what I've done. So I changed it from your latest post to a static page, and then put the front page there and the post page. Okay. Another important one. The next one is discussion, and usually this one here, it says allow people to post comments on new articles. I uncheck that. Okay, merely because you have the intention of not really engaging with an audience here. You just want this thing to get ranked on the first page and then sell it, and then let the new owner mess around with it. Media, I change privacy. I make sure it says allow search engines to index this site. Permalinks, this is another important one. You want to make sure it says post name right there. Usually by default it chose the default one. Okay. All-in-one SEO, here's the settings right here. So we go ahead and click on that one. scroll down. Okay, so then you make your plugin status enabled. Home title, that's, you put your keyword in there. You put your meta description in there. Okay, leave your home keywords area blank. Do not put anything in there. Okay, Google's actually even said, Matt Cutts, to be specific, has said that, oh, you know what, we actually don't really factor home keywords anymore. It's really not. It's very much an outdated thing. And then I leave everything else as is. All right. Update the options, and then we go from there. CVNet Ping Optimizer, I just install it, enable it, and I leave it be. Robots Meta, same thing. I leave it be. Okay. The sharing element, I just leave it be. XML Sitemap, that's the plugin that we would install. Okay. And from there, you would you just leave all of these settings the way it is. Sometimes, depending on your server, it might not have automatically created the sitemap. Some cases it does, okay? But end of the day, you just want to make sure that the sitemap was created when it first starts, okay? It might say, oh, it didn't, get updated yet because something's not writable. You'll have to, deal with that. But just make sure that it's created the first time, and then you don't have to mess around with it at all. Usually, it's automatically built automatically, so you don't have to mess around with it. Okay, and that's it. So from there, get a little bit of content on each of those pages. All right. So right here, just add a little bit of content. It's not that hard to add, a little bit of content on there. You don't even have to be, very important, do not put any, I think I said this last week, do not put any affiliate links on your site in any way, shape, or form if you plan to sell it. Or if you don't, let's say you're not planning to sell. Let's say you want to just keep it and rank it and make money off it, right? Don't put any affiliate links until the site is on the first page of Google for your search engine, or sorry, for your keyword, okay? Because you don't want to have any outgoing links on your site. You want all inbound links. I think I talked about this last week as well. Put a YouTube video on there. That actually makes a little bit of a difference. And then from there, marinate it, okay? And what I mean is just let it sit. All right, we've got some good questions here. So we got Wayne says, hi Wayne, says, is it feasible to use this setup to manage multiple sites and just use them as blog rolls and feeder sites? Absolutely. Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, this process works for either selling the domain, ranking on the first page, getting first page rankings, making it like a blog roll or a feeder site, and have them interconnect with each other's sites. It doesn't matter what you want to do with it at the end of the day. I'm just showing you how to get it on the first page for your desired keyword, okay? You can see here I haven't, we haven't done much work here, right, in terms of the content of this thing, right? It's got your home page. It's got a contact page. It has a, excuse me. It has a blog page, and I think there's 2 blog posts. One of them is the Hello World, and the second one is just a single blog post that was written with a little bit of a video in there, and that's it. I mean, and that is it, right? And then this, I don't even remember if we put, yeah, there it is. So we put a keyword, we put a link to the homepage within that blog post, and that's it. Okay? And you just let it sit there and marinate, Now, if you want it to, now, I've seen site, like for instance, this particular site was ranked on the first page for the keyword in, I think it was less than a week's time. I think it was like 5 or 6 days it was on the first page. And then it kind of went down to the second page. and then it went back to the first page. Right? You know, it's and then you just let it sit there. Once you have that site on the first page, then you can then that immensely raises the value of the actual website or of the domain name, because it already has intellectual property associated to it. All right. Think of the domain name as land. Okay, you're selling land, and think of the website as a house, right, or a frame that people buy. So when you're selling land, obviously land is valuable, but it's not as valuable when you have a house on it. Okay? So if you want to wait it out and build these sites, then, you know, it's going to be more profitable. So, but what you want to do is you want to buy, like, let's say buy a domain every day for 7 days. Okay? So basically, buy a domain a day and do this every single day. Do that every single day. So you go research your domain, research keywords, find the domain, make sure it's a .com. If you want, you can go .net or .org. I personally just think .coms are better. Set up the site right away, like the same time you actually buy the domain name. Okay, and like set it up right to the very end, including writing the content on the home page, and then let it marinate, okay? And then do that for 7 days, and then on week 2, you go back to it and take a look to see if it's ranked on the first page, okay? So if it's ranked on the first page already, perfect. So day one's domain, you can list it on Flippa or a variety of other places. Excuse me. Okay, and then let that sit there. And day 2, then take a look at day 2 and see if that one's ranked. Okay, so and day 3, day 4, and so on, and then you restart the process on week 3. Okay. Let's see. Larry's asked a great question here. Larry says, I've read that the average word count on a #1 SERP is over 2,300 words. Therefore, doesn't it make sense to use the blog as a home page? Larry, it really does depend on the situation and what you're using the site, like what your intentions for the site is. The way that I like to do it is, because I have the sole intention of flipping the domains, right? So I just want it on the first page. I may not want to get it on the top because I want a quick flip, right? Sure, of course, #1 spot is more desirable than being on the first page or above the scroll line. But if you want to marinate it, or if you want to add more content to it, yeah, sure, it's going to get up higher. Will it get higher quicker? Maybe, maybe not. But it really does depend on it. If you're doing it just to flip the domain name, I don't think having a blog roll of a whole bunch of consistent, of the variety of different blog posts, because then you're forced to write blog posts. So, versus having a static home page. I personally, this is just the way that I like to do it, and it works. So I have no desire to experiment and change, because I found a method that works, that gets these things ranked very quickly, okay? And this is exactly how I do it, okay? Thanks for your question, Larry. We got NetWise Profits that says, I'm using Ping Optimizer. Should I then remove the list of updated services? I have listed in the writing area. There should only be, like, by default, there should only be one of them. I just have a larger list of Ping services that I use. And here, I can show you those again. Unfortunately, YouTube wouldn't let me, for some reason, Oh, I know, because they're URLs. That's why. Yeah, it doesn't allow me to create URLs in the comments area here, so even though it's my own feed. Right, there it is. So there they are. If you're watching on a PC, if you go Alt Print Screen and then paste that from your clipboard onto like Microsoft Word or something like that, you'll be able to get a screenshot of what you're looking at right now, and then you can copy those down. Let's see, I got some good questions here. Okay, here's a good one. Jaaxy data shows different results than Google AdWords tool, competition, and searches. How should we compare the results? Also, LSI keywords in Google high searches versus Jaaxy, which would be better to use? Well, one thing you want to make sure, and that was from Live by Organic. So one thing you have to realize is that the data that we're getting, that you guys are getting inside Jaaxy, are not just from Google. We are not extracting Google's data, okay? You know, because we want to give more, try to give you more realistic, accurate results, right? We believe that Google tends to pad those numbers, or we call them skew their numbers there, because the sole interest of that tool is to get you to use AdWords, to spend money, okay? This is why they don't make it obvious for when you actually do an initial search, not to set the phrase or the exact match, okay? And, you know, so when we're extracting data from multiple sources, okay, of people, because not everyone in the entire world uses Google. You know, some people use Bing, some people use MSN, some people use these smaller little ones, right? Some people, heck, use Facebook, you know, which is tied into Bing, but so we're kind of culminating all of this data in giving you what we find very accurate results, okay? Because we've done some cross-analyzation with like what Jaaxy says through our analytics, through some like internal little test things that we've done, because we want to make sure that we're giving you extremely accurate data. But one thing you want to make sure, if you're a Jaaxy member, like if you're a full-on Jaaxy member, I want you to trust the numbers that are there, because we've worked hard and spend a lot of money to make sure that those are accurate numbers, giving you accurate numbers, and it's important for you to trust those, okay, and to move forward and not to kind of go, geez, you know, I don't believe that, I need to go somewhere else. And it's like getting a second opinion from a doctor, right? So you need to, instead of cross-analyzing everything that comes in through Jaaxy or a keyword tool, vice versa or whatever, you just want to go stick with Jaaxy if you're a full Jaaxy member and go forward with it, rely on it. I use it on a personal basis, and it works really well. So, you know, that's what I have to say about that. Larry's got another question here. It says, if you weren't planning on flipping the site, does my thought make sense for attempting to gain and maintain a position for long term? Absolutely. Again, Larry, it really does depend on what the intention of the site is. If you want, like, what is the end result of the site? What do you want people to do on your site? Do you want people to buy something via a review? Do you want to put AdSense on it? You know, my thought is, okay, if it's going to be a straight AdSense site, if you're going to monetize the site through AdSense, then yeah, sure, doing a blog where you're consistently adding unique content on a daily or every second day makes perfect sense, and then you have a blog roll right on the front page there of all, you know, highlights of all your blog posts right on the front page. Sure, that absolutely makes sense. You know, if you're a blogger, yeah. But if you're doing like a review of a single product, I actually personally think I actually personally think that having a static home page is a lot better, because when someone has the intention of looking at a review, so if someone, Google's, Zagfolio review, their intention isn't to read about cool little stories about the Zagfolio. They want to read a review. So I want to point them to the review as fast as possible. We all have internet ADD where, we tend to just kind of have this such short attention span that where we go, like, if we don't find something in the first 4 seconds, we move on. So it really does depend on what the end result of what you want people to do on your site. Okay, AdSense, yeah, sure, it makes sense. Or if you're monetizing it in multiple ways through banners or whatever, yeah, that totally makes sense. But if you're doing it with a single product review, I recommend doing it the way that I was showing you, where it has a home page. Okay, now you can alter that and just add like 500 words of content and make it more of a compelling review, right? I totally get that and agree with that. Let's see. Someone said, oh yeah, Bryce. Let's see. Someone's saying, what about content? The website would be ranked even with no content as long as we add the plugins and create pages. I think some of the video cut out, and right now there's no picture. Oh, let's take a look here. Sorry. Sorry. Oh, I see what you mean. I see how there's no. What I will do is I will give you this plugin update service. You go to your Jaaxy.com/live training. I'll put that in the live this list in the live training once we're done here. Okay. Click. Oh yes, sell domains. Okay, so I will show you high-end domains. Now, you remember I mentioned that you should build your own site if you plan to do this on a quasi full-time basis. The reason why I recommend this, another reason why I recommended this, is that you're going to want to build a list, because there's a lot of people, when someone wants to buy domains, they usually want to buy more than one. So it's really good to build a list. Okay, and say, be part of an exclusive club, for free or no charge. Be part of an exclusive club and be notified first when I have these high search volume domains. Okay, and when you start building this list, longer, bigger list, people jump on these things. Okay. Great question. Someone said, how do you determine what to charge when domain flipping? And I'll get to that. Okay, so there is flipit.com, which is the standard one. Okay, there's dnjournal.com. Okay, we'll go to domain sales. Okay, and there is big ticket domains. There is CEDO. Now, each of these companies obviously take a cut. Okay, the lowest cut is FlipUp. Okay, big ticket domains and dnjournal.com usually take a higher cut because they are with my mistake. With DN Journal, you can pay to be listed in their list. Okay, but the cool thing about their list is that they can show you where these domains are being sold, right? So you've got a list right here. So GoDaddy auctions, CEDO, Snap names, domain name sales, GoDaddy auctions. Okay, and you can see there's tons of them. Like, look at this one. Mattress, this one says mattress, here, I'll zoom in here. mattressfactoryoutlet.com, right? $2,500. Top domains. Okay, and this one you have to kind of get approved for. Okay, but sometimes you never know. You might get one of those really good domains. You know, surprisingly enough, there are still some of them out there. Excuse me. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, so CEDO is pretty good. I haven't used them in a while, but they are the ones that are kind of most out there in terms of like banner ads throughout the site, throughout the world and stuff. But primarily, I actually do recommend that you do two things. You can do it on Flippa, is a great place to start, and also build your own site and start building a list. Okay. You don't really want to spread yourself out too thin in terms of all of these sites. Okay. If you do end up finding like a big ticket domain, you might want to go to one of those higher end ones. But right now, to start off, I think Flippa.com, right? Now, ironically, Flippa actually just created a blog post, and they call it website valuation. What's my website worth? And they've actually, it was kind of funny because I just said, like, this is exactly how you value it. So three valuations, right? So you go, there's the income approach. So if a site is already making money through, whatever, through affiliate commissions or whatever, then obviously that makes it more valuable, okay? If it has an asset where, like, it's already ranked in the first page, okay, that is essentially something that has low understand what low competition is. Easily here. Easily for okay. Let's say you're you buy the main 7 days. let's say some of them sell. Let's look at the message. So let's say maybe 500, let's say sold 10, so there's 500 there. That's your gross profit minus, the $10. Right? So $40 week. And then minus the flip cost that you do. You're just making a pretty so that's your only profit would be $3. It's 9, 12, so that's $100. So when you're selling one a day and you get that profit, you're buying more and hire people to come in. You must and maybe work on your slow down my road. Sorry, folks, we seem to be experiencing some technical realities. We seem to be experiencing some technical realities. Okay, I think we got it now. All right. All right, sorry about that. Okay, there we go. All right. Sorry. Okay, so let me quickly go back to what I was talking about. Yeah, no doubt. Larry says YouTube must have sabotaged your audio since Google may not like what you teach us. No doubt. Okay. Okay, so audio breakup started when you went to the Flippa website valuations. Okay. Okay, so basically, there's a variety of different ways that you can focus on monetizing, or sorry, valuing domain names. Okay, I'm going to quickly jump in on this one. You can value domain names based on potential. Okay, so if there's market potential, so that's basically showing the amount of searches there are for a keyword that of a domain that you own, okay? And then you can also show the low level of competition, saying that look how easy it is that you can get ranked for this site, okay? Bang, done. Then the next level would be to saying, okay, well, I'm actually ranked first page for this. Yeah, I know the video is black. This is so we can. This is a sacrifice for the audio, so you can just kind of sit back and listen to me right now. So from there you can go, okay, well, I'm actually ranked on the first page from Google, right? That raises the value. So, and then from there you can say I'm actually making money. So you can actually add, affiliate commissions there, and that would be obviously the highest one. All right, or I've got a large, monetization doesn't necessarily actually, always mean like commissions or yeah, money, right? You could say, well, I've got a huge list, I've got a large list of members, maybe it's a membership site. There's those. I mean, these are just a few options that you can do. But end of the day, as long as you can get it up on the first page of Google, I actually recommend that you. If you're going to start doing this, is to focus on that second one where it actually is ranked on the first page of Google, and doing that process that I showed you, which I will share with you on the live training page in a few minutes here, okay? Because we just got to wrap it up here. And then if you have any additional questions, you can throw it up on this YouTube channel, and we can kind of go from there. All right. Just want to make sure that, yeah, so Bishop said, is it more profitable to have AdWords, etc., installed or showing income when flipping? That is the highest one, yeah. Cool. Okay, folks, I'm going to end this our broadcast here. And thank you very much for hanging out. Here, I'll show you one more time. There you go. Okay, so there's the example. Okay, let's scroll down and show you. All right, so buy the domain. Set your name servers. Add the domain to your hosting. Add WordPress to the domain. Update the page site title. Add the following plugins: All-in-One SEO, Robots Meta, CVNet Ping Optimizer, Google Sitemap plugin. And then remove all the pages that were made when the site was created, that sample page, get rid of that, and delete it in the trash. Create the new ones, the following new pages: home, blog, privacy, contact. From there, add some content, so we'd say 9, add homepage content, and marinate. When I say marinate, just leave it alone, okay? Excuse me. Okay, folks, yeah, so, and that's it. So I'll throw this, this list up in the live training area in just a few minutes. Give me about 5 minutes here, and then I'll be able to do that for you, okay? Thank you very much, everyone, for hanging out with me live, and I will see you again very soon, because I think we're going to have some more training for you guys, and we will go from there. Okay? Thanks, everyone, for watching. Okay? Bye for now.